Hi, I'm Matthew Wardle, and today I'm going to talk about how the role of management changes in emerging economies. In recent decades, we've seen the evolution of globalization and a surge in international trade. Through this, we have seen low-cost countries like India and China emerge as economic powerhouses, with many other developing countries following suit. This trend towards international trade has largely been brought about by improvements in information and communication technologies and the continued development of transport infrastructure and services. Markets that were once considered remote and exotic are now readily accessible. The world economy has seen progressive reductions in trade barriers through trading blocs and agreements. This has facilitated direct investment in international markets. Multinationals are spreading their wings looking for low-cost sourcing options. There are two major attractions for organisations to set up in emerging markets: the lower cost of labour, together with the less onerous compliance obligation. There are downsides, however, with the potential for poorer quality products and services and the perception of unethical management practices. Apple was recently investigated for running sweatshops in China. Oxfam were selling wristbands to raise money for a campaign against world poverty, and they later found out they were made in Chinese factories where slave labour conditions existed. Mattel recently had issues with toys produced in China that were coated in paint that contained unacceptably high levels of lead that posed a health hazard. These are clear examples of what can go wrong when managing in emerging economies. Therein lies a management dilemma: how to access the benefit of these low-cost economies while maintaining high standards in quality and ethics. While consumers are benefiting from the global marketplace, managers are having to develop new skills to handle the complex ethical, social, cultural, political, and environmental issues that arise as organisations attempt to take advantage of the opportunities that are now presented to them through international trade and development. The lower cost of labour, as seen with Apple and Oxfam, is often supported by exploitation, poor wages, poor conditions, and child labour. Lower production costs can often result from weaker environmental controls in relation to pollution, deforestation, urbanisation, and other environmental damage. To address these issues, management needs to set moral and ethical standards. They need to invest in training and education in the local workforce to ensure that employees understand that previously accepted cultural standards are no longer acceptable. They also need to support local business external to the organisation, providing guidance and business mentoring to ensure the whole supply chain meets these standards. Management needs to support the labour force by raising labour standards and working conditions, supporting and encouraging fair trade certification, encouraging membership of organisations such as the Ethical Trading Initiative and the International Labour. Management needs to understand its voluntary obligations under corporate social responsibility standards, not to degrade or pollute environments or exhaust resources, even though this may be permissible under more lax local environmental protection standards. Adopting international standards can help to support this objective. Managing in this global market is more complicated than just identifying the lowest source of goods. Community expectations are that managers will meet their corporate social responsibilities. To achieve this can take time, and it does come at a financial cost, but there are many benefits to setting high ethical standards, whether it be from externally sourced goods or internally developed products.